All right, guys, today we're going to do a midweek special or mid-season special. Going to take a look at some of the recruiting. Obviously, we're offensive coordinators, so recruiting, we haven't been crazy about trying to get some extra players. But I do want to fill out the recruiting board with a few players that I think will help us immediately. One of the things that I noticed is we have a lot of, we have good receivers, but we don't have a lot of speed at receiver. So we are going to pick up a couple of guys with some speed. Put these two guys on the board recently. As far as scouting, our coach doesn't really have, he's not a very good level, so we don't know exactly how good these guys are yet. But this guy's sitting on A speed, so we're thinking at least in the 90s. So if he goes into the 90s, we may be looking at a really good receiver. Problem is, his catching is unbelievably bad. 56 catching. Terrible. Same thing with Wayne Johnson. Great speed. Great speed, zero hands. Zero hands. These are receivers we're just going to have to work on as the years go by. Going in, we have a fullback that just committed. He's a 60 overall, but we don't use a whole lot of fullback. Again, here's our receivers. At tackle, we have Kyle Easley. Right now, we're falling a little bit behind, but we're staying in it. At center, we have Corey Meadows. We're actually gaining some space on him. He's got a visit scheduled. Defensive end, we have Scott White, Thomas Merriman, and Ricardo Nolan. All of these three guys, we have a good chance at picking up, and we need them. So hopefully they join. Defensive tackle, we have Ike Mitchell. Still have a chance with him. Falling behind the middle linebacker, we have Dylan Sutherland. 74 overall. You can look, Eastern Michigan just had a huge week of recruiting, as now they are in second after overcoming almost 1,500 points. So we're going to be a little bit worried about them, but we do have more bonus than them. I mean, we've got the full amount of our points put on him, but man, do we want this guy here. Man, do we want this guy here. 74 overall middle linebacker, 91 acceleration, 74 tackle, man coverage, 73. Zone coverage at 58 is absolutely terrible. It's gosh, I wish we could just find players that are just well around, all around. But it's our first year of recruiting, and we're not the head coach. But Dominic Stanford, we have to get him. We're falling behind. He's already done a visit. He's got 2 visits coming. This guy's going to be somebody that we've got to pick up in the offseason. But look at this. Man coverage, 81. Zone coverage, 89. Press coverage, 80. He's a 7+ gem. Can we get him? Tackle only at 63. That's not great. Relatively similar story about Jonathan Brown. You can see he's got decent speed, terrible strength, good jumping. Maybe he can pick somebody off. Man coverage 82, zone coverage 72, press at 75. Pursuit is at 75, but play recognition at 92. He can't tackle, but he'll be the first guy there. So we'll see what happens. Another corner that can't tackle, 87 speed. Another thing to look at is the speed on these guys is not amazing, but Dominic Stanford, 92 speed. Great guy. Strong safety, Brandon Hall. Pretty good guy. He's fast. 91. Man coverage 72. Zone coverage 77. We'll be working on him in the offseason, I'm sure. At kicker, we already have a kicker who has joined the squad. He has 64 kick power, 64 kick accuracy. Not great, but we have another 2 guys. This will most likely be Eric Robinson will probably play both ways. But we have another guy behind him, so if we can pick up the second punter, we'll just drop the kicker altogether. As far as our athletes, we have Julian Williams. Looks like a coverage guy. Could be a safety. Looks like a pretty decent safety at that. He's got 92 speed. Catching's at 57. Spec catch at 70. Yeah, he's not going to play offense. There's nothing here for him. Even if you would say, okay, well, what about running back? With catching at 57, I don't want him at running back. I just don't want him there. Patrick Bowers, 7+ gym. Probably a running back. Could catch the ball, so it could be a receiver. Just depending on what we need. 88 speed, though. 77 carrying. 81 juke. That's not bad. We'll see what we can do with him if we get him. Are we close to getting him? We are in the lead by a lot. So he's a guy that I want to get. We have a lot in a battle. Have a lot ready to visit. 3 to be exact. Really, any game's good. Let's do Ohio, though. Probably just going to bring everybody in on, during an Ohio game. And there we go. So that takes care of our recruiting. Recruiting's looking okay, especially since we're doing better in the season. Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad. We're 3-4 on the season. Let's go ahead and look at stats. Passing leaders, Mac McDonald with over 1,200 yards already. That's not terrible. Rushing leaders, Terrian Stewart is second in the nation. 911 yards. Last game really helped his cause. Receiving leaders, Broden is our best. I think we spread the ball out quite a bit, though. So we'll take a look at that if we need to. But Broden, our leader. Tackles, look at that. That's pretty good. Anders, Hare, and Brooks all make up your top 5. So we got some All-Americans potentially. Sacks, Spires with 4. Not doing so great in that area. Interceptions, Ferguson with 1. Again, not so great. So the halfway point, that's where we are stat leaders-wise. Your top 25. Gonna go through this very quickly. No reason to spend a ton of time on this. Georgia, Ohio State, Iowa State. That's an interesting one. North Carolina's up there. USC, Utah, and Minnesota. All undefeated so far. Man, this is a really hard-fought battle right now. So far, though, got a lot of one-loss teams. As Clemson is 5-1, Oklahoma 5-1, Texas A&M 5-1, Florida 5-1, Miami. These are good 5-1 teams. These are all teams with a great chance, a great shot if they can continue to do well. Alabama sitting at 4-2. That's a little shock to see. 2-1 in their conference. SEC's tough. TCU, UCF, Oregon, Indiana. Strange to see them up there, but there they are. Arizona State, Iowa, Cincinnati. Former playoff team. Sitting at 23rd after beating Temple. Auburn, 22nd. Georgia Southern, who we just played, went up to 6-0. So they're doing good. Penn State, Louisiana, all these brand new to the top 25 this week. Championship contenders. Let's see where we're at on this. We are ranked 102nd in the nation, but you can see things are trending up. We'll see how it goes. Heisman watch. Utah's Pleasure, running back. Minnesota, Ibrahim. Wow, weird name. Muhammad Ibrahim. I think that's how you would say it, out of Minnesota. Ohio State's running back. Master Teague, the third. What a name. Lynn Dixon, out of Clemson, halfback. Having a good year. And then Tank Bigsby. Probably the best running back in the absolute country. This guy's an absolute beast. At sophomore, he's a 93 overall already. How do you even do that? How is that even possible? He's not even a redshirted. He's a beast. How's he doing on the year? 745 yards already. He's actually behind Terrian Stewart, so we'll take it. But that wraps up your mid-season, midweek bonus episode. I hope that you liked it. We'll take one good look at season stats before we close it out, just so you can see all this. Mac McDonald leading in the passing area, 1,200 yards, 1,250. Really, LeBron Davis not doing so bad. 17 interceptions for Mac McDonald. 17. You know he's labeled as a scrambler, but his speed rating is awful. 5 interceptions for LeBron Davis. Completion percentage, LeBron is actually beating him in that area, but not good enough still. Rushing the ball, LeBron Davis, 106 yards. Terrian Stewart with 911. Raymore with 52. He hasn't got a lot of chances this year. We're going to go based on yardage. Broden at 200. Kinsey right behind him at 255. Osborne right behind him at 243. Leading receptions, believe it or not, is Terrion Stewart with 27 receptions. I think he's also leading in touchdowns. He is 4 touchdowns on the year. Ray Moore right behind him. 2 running backs leading off the receiving touchdowns. That's pretty interesting. Blocking-wise, look at this. This is insane. 8, 10, 13, 14 sacks given up. It's over 2 a game. Pancakes, we got about 5. That is very lopsided. These are all good. Tackles for loss, we have 12 for Hare. Wow, that is really good, man. 4 sacks for him. 4 sacks for Spires. 7 TFLs. 8 TFLs for Brooks. Interceptions-wise, we have 1 interception on the year. That is absolutely unbelievably terrible. Pass deflections, we have a few. Forced fumbles, 1. Fumble recover, 0. So that wraps up your defense, kicking-wise, if you're interested. 3 for 4 on field goals, 75%, longest of 43. Punting, 15 attempts, 45.8 yards an average. That's not bad. Kick return, nothing doing here. Nothing good about that. Punt return, pretty much the same story. Nothing doing. Nothing good. And that wraps it up. God bless. If you haven't subscribed, consider subscribing. Consider leaving a like on the video as well, if you like the series. Bowling Green, it seems that we're on an upward trend right now. Bowling Green, we're doing well in recruiting because we're winning football games. We just had a huge win against Mississippi State. Hopefully we can follow it up with another big win. Stay tuned. Check out my South Carolina series as well. You can find it on the channel. Check that one out. It just started, so there's only a couple of games there, but we're putting work in. Got 2 videos ready to be released, so be on lookout for that. Videos Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So check them out. Come back. God bless. Have a great day. See you next time.